to thank our city clerk and his wife Monica for the kind refreshment tonight, celebrating the holidays, and so reward you. You ask to do the invocation.
That works. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to come and do the business of the city here. We ask for you to guide and direct all the decisions that are made. And we particularly thank you for your son Jesus and for the Christmas holiday. We pray for these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, I call this regular City Council meeting, December 16th, 2025, to order. Roll call.
Burgess.
Present.
Higginbotham.
Here.
Martin. Here. Meyer.
Here.
Mosley.
Here.
O'Rourke.
Here.
Permenter. Absent. Rodell. Also absent.
We have a quorum. First item on the agenda, regular meeting minutes from November 18th. Have a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
A motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Can I say something here?
Sure.
You may have noticed on the minutes I've added what may look like a strange line right under the words approved minutes. That's a recap of all of the resolutions and ordinances for this meeting, for that November 18th meeting. So resolution 46 and 45 and ordinance 13, the 3 means that that was the third reading. 17-1, that was the first reading of 17. And I think you can make it out from there on. I'm going to try to put that on here every time because that kind of gives you a good recap on what to look for if you're looking for a specific ordinance or resolution as to whether it was handled in this meeting or not.
Thank you.
Nice.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
All right. We have Shane Knight here, President CEO of the Greater Bryant Chamber of Commerce. Give us an update.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, for the opportunity. You have our annual report in front of you per our agreement with the city. Instead of me reading that to you line by line, I hope you've had an opportunity to look over it. Any questions, concerns, I will hit some highlights, so if you have any questions or concerns, by all means, interrupt me, and I will be more than happy to do my best to answer your question. One of the highlights that I want to emphasize is on page 1, and it's under partnerships. Today, we finalized an agreement with the Apex Accelerator, and what this is a partnership through the University of Arkansas Extension, as well as some others, and the Department of Defense, or now we call it the Department of War, where they bring workshops and opportunities to work with our local businesses, entrepreneurs, in getting the proper qualifications, the proper certifications, from state contracts to federal contracts, Department of War, different entities along those lines. And what we're doing is we're trying to build a network that enhances the airport that is in the city limits of Bryant, and to bring more opportunities out there to shine a positive light on our airport and to increase the opportunity for industrial expansion, which there is an area out there that has been deemed aeronautical industrial, and we're looking for ways to expand that. So this is building on some previous conversations and workshops the Chamber has had with various Department of Defense entities, contractors, and things. On February the 18th, we'll be hosting an Apex Accelerator workshop. This will be held at Chris Crane Chrysler Dodge in their new boardroom. They're at the new car dealership, so they're going to be hosting that as one of the Chamber's partners. So this is an opportunity for entrepreneurs and local businesses to come and learn how they can become Arkansas Buy certified, What does it mean to have a SAMS registration? We know what that is on the government side, but private businesses also had to have a SAMS registration in order to have government contracts from local, county, state to federal. And then we're also going to walk them through what a North American Industrial Certification is, their NAICS codes. So we're going to do all that on February the 18th for that workshop. So moving forward with that, you see also above that some new business recruitment. I am constantly messaging, ringing the phone, making contact with retail, restaurant opportunities for the lands that we do have available. Some of those that you see on the list, of course, are those ones we always want, right? The Sam's, the Costco, et cetera. I do stay in contact with them. Many of them have moratoriums on new construction in Arkansas. I can share with you one-on-one who those individuals are. I'm waiting for those moratoriums to kind of mature. That way I can reach back out to them and say, hey, what about us? I will also share with you that some on this list that we've made contact with that are in Little Rock, when I asked them about Saline County, and I understand it. I understand the grounds that they're making these statements from is, as long as Saline County folks continue to come to our stores in Little Rock, why do we want to build in Saline County? And, you know, when you have a membership card and you go to this particular outlet and you scan it, they log that you have no problem coming from Saline County. We see that you come twice a month. So until that, you know, falls off, there's no reason for them to come right now. All right, so that's kind of where we're at. The other thing that on some of these retails and restaurants is they're waiting for the current committed developments to finalize, because those developers are still recruiting tenants, and that recruitment process is ongoing. So the most recent development that was announced on Highway 5, that developer is still working to recruit tenants. And so until all of that space is accounted for, the other retail developments are not making any commitments. So we're in a holding pattern right now. Page 2, you see our community partnerships, our advertising and promotion campaign. I gave you a couple of examples there of some of the billboards and the social media advertising that we do for our businesses within the community. I will give you this update. The Chamber this past year added 80 new members. We are currently updating our full scale of our IT platform, new computers, new programs, updating our software, getting rid of some antiquated Microsoft Home rather than having Microsoft Office. So it's a complete upgrade there on our IT that's going to help us out. We've consolidated our financials as well. Rather than having money split over 4 or 5 different places, we have streamlined that to one entity that's going to strengthen the chamber financially, moving now and into the future. So that is your update. I don't want to bore you with reading it to you in the details, but I will share this with you in addition to. I encourage people to be patient when it comes to retail and restaurant development. It comes in waves, and you can go back and you can look at the waves that Bryant went through that our neighboring communities did not. Now they're going through their wave, and it will come back this way. We just need to ride things out, let things happen the way they are happening, and then we will see things coming back our way. We see a little bit developing on the Parkway. And I believe once that development breaks ground and we see some movement there, it will encourage other movement. I had a restaurant that the mayor linked me up with that is coming to Bryant. We looked at the Parkway, and the only hesitation they have is, other than Summerwood and the gas station, they know development's coming, but they don't know what it looks like yet. And that's why I'm confident that once that development breaks ground along the Parkway, that those dominoes will fall. The other piece that developers are waiting on is Highway 5. Highway 5 and the expansion of that has kind of delayed some of the developers because they do not want to get mixed up into the construction. And I know the right-of-way acquisition was slowed up some in acquiring some of the right-of-ways back towards Reynolds Road. And that has kind of put the squelch on some development, but just time, it's coming. Any questions, concerns, comments from you, council?
Thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys allowing the mayor's office to have a seat at the board, non-voting, but they let me come to their board meetings and make sure we're communicating well. And then Shane's a couple times has put together meetings with folks and that work for the city and business leaders so we can communicate. So we're really, I feel like our communication with the business community is stronger than ever. And Shane, you deserve a lot of credit for that. I really appreciate it.
Mayor, I appreciate that, but it's a two-lane highway when you communicate. And both you and the council are always open to my phone calls. I have not met any resistance from this council, the mayor's office, or any of your staff members. Everything has been an open door policy. The communication has been abundant. It's been clear. And I see no reason, I see nothing stopping that. I see nothing hindering that whatsoever. And as long as we continue to do that and have that united front, if you will, I think that speaks volumes to the business community. Okay? Oh, one more thing. The marketplace, the Christmas success. I was sharing with some of you that we see such an opportunity, and we have heard from many of our businesses out there that that was their best day that they've had. And we heard from several that this was my first time out here. And believe it or not, I'm like, wow, okay, good. But we see something there that's going to be bigger and bigger year over year. So that was a tremendous opportunity. So, all right, thank you, council. Thank you, Mayor.
Appreciate it. All right, public comments. All right, don't see anybody coming to the podium. So we'll move on to our finance report. Joy Black.
Hi, everybody. I sent out the report in advance. There really wasn't much to highlight on November ending. Did anybody have any questions?
All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve,
Make a
to
motion.
accept. Motion,
Second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
Thank you. And there's some budget adjustments for ending of 2025. The biggest one's on there, the 1.1 million. You can see it's going out of the bond fund 167. That's our amendment 78, the money for some of the stuff that we did at the pool and some stuff that we vehicles for animal and all those different things. So we're moving that money to go into. We've already purchased those items. Did anybody have any questions on those items or on any of the other items on the list?
What was the CAW?
She spoke to me before.
Yeah, it's just the cost of water difference.
Over,
What we originally had budgeted for the reality of it.
So, any other questions on any of the other ones too? We did get some FEMA money in, which is nice. So.
Very good.
To the $1 million adjustment, what was just a little more background on
The
that?
$699,266 is mostly the pool pack, and then the $200,000 for animal control is vehicles that were on the Amendment 78 list. And the 148, I believe, was a server. Is that right, Philip? I know you guys got it before you were, when Gordon was here, but and the 148 for a server that we bought using the Amendment 78 money at the beginning this year. So, that's that money that we borrowed the money and we buy those things and then we move the money out of that account into ours to pay ourselves back, and then we pay it off over 5 years. And that's the Amendment 78.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, I think I heard a motion to approve. Butch?
Yes.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
All right, so this is the biggie.
Yeah.
The budget book. Not a lot changed from the draft that we gave you guys back at the November meeting, but I will say, one thing I was super excited about, I got the go-ahead to pay Uline the $1.2 million out of the 188 bond fund just yesterday. So it hasn't been updated in this document because I had to get this on the agenda, but we will only be carrying forward about $40,000, and I'll bring that back to you guys as a budget adjustment for finishing up the parkway, hopefully on time by April. So we have April, and we've got all of that under contract with the MetroPlan grant and Garver on the tail end of that. So that's the main change. Most of the other stuff that's still open and pending is year-end stuff. So we'll go through, obviously, and update all the 2025 numbers through the end of the year once we close the year out. So all of the 2026 numbers, there haven't been any changes to those. And does anybody have any questions on any of that tonight before we adopt it, hopefully?
I do.
Okay.
And I don't remember this from the budget workshops, or maybe it was there and I missed it. But if Ted could give us some insight on, he's got four new employees because page 48 doesn't match page, it just needs a little clarification maybe. On what,
Happy to give it a little.
I mean, it looks like in the budget book might not be exactly correct. Like you have a lot of vacancies
We do,
currently.
and then we're also going to go through a restructure the first of the year. I didn't want to tamper with the budget at this because we're still making some decisions internally. We're probably, some of those vacancies we probably will not replace, and so they'll come out of the overall budget for Public Works. My overall intent is that the budget, salary-wise, will drop. I just don't know how much yet.
So these four new people, I mean, I guess my thing is if we adopt this, we're saying we've approved four new people, you're not going to go out. Okay.
No, but
Because there's no freeze on Public Works like there is in other.
Yeah, exactly, but we are going to go restructure, and then we're going to evaluate whether or not we want those vacancies to be filled. Right now, my intention is not to fill them. And so your overall budget for Public Works on salary-wise should go down.
Okay.
Good question. We talked about it, but like I said, as
I
a,
don't remember it.
not me,
Oh, okay.
Ted and I.
Yeah, she's
You know-
pushing me to change, but I want time to go through and restructure.
Well, a lot has happened in a couple of months.
Yes, and I understand that. I was just
Yeah.
like, at a point in time, we have to have the budget book, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be whatever it is at a point in time, because I've got to upload it to you guys. And so this was a compromise of trying to get it, kind of somewhere in there.
So you'll come back to us once you've got a map.
Yeah, we will workshop all those changes. And you'll have plenty of time to process them before we ask you to vote on any.
Yeah, I'm just worried we were adopting something that in the past, when you adopt the budget, it's supposed to
Totally
be ahead.
understand.
Yes, understandably, but it would be to go to the other way as far as
Okay.
when we come back.
Thank you.
Good question. Any other questions on the budget book?
Motion to approve.
The motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
Thank you. And so this one is different this year because we're not waiting until we close the year out. We're going ahead and I brought these to you guys before, though, during the workshop, and you guys had some good questions then. So the $440,000 is the match for the Parkway grant, and then the principal and interest on the fire truck. Having two of those at the same time was because we actually had one that really didn't turn out the way that we were hoping it would, but that's not typical. And so, that's why I put it on, I felt okay about putting it on this list. So did anybody have any other questions on this or, want to discuss this further? This is item number 2025-49, and it would be, mostly capital changes to the 2026 budget.
So we're asking for your approval on these capital projects. In the past, we'd wait until the next year, but we want to go ahead and get that in front of you. Then we can start rolling with.
Is this on page,
It's 2025-49. It was the 2026 budget adjustments. And so it's a total of 1.7 million to come out of general fund savings. And the bulk of it is, like I say, the principal and interest on the fire truck, and then the $440,000 match on the Parkway grant. So you won't see all of those come out of savings, like the principal and interest will be paid monthly throughout the year, and the transfer will be paid as we do reimbursements on that grant. So these won't hit the savings account like all at once at the beginning of the year. But if we go ahead and put the budget in place, it will allow us, like Treat was saying, to move forward on those items. And the same thing for the other things, like the parking lot lights. We could go ahead, if you approve this, and court overlays, and they could go ahead and buy those things. Those things will, could in theory happen in the first quarter. I don't know about the lights, Keith, the parking lot lights. I mean, that would take some time. So probably that one would take some time too, but, that's our list of capital for the year. There's 2 fire vehicles, and that's keeping with that schedule that's been in the back of the budget book for the past couple of years, where we're trying to keep our fleet current. We did a lot of work last year at getting rid of selling them on gov deals, some of our really old equipment, and trying to keep our stuff, somewhat current, so we're spending less on maintenance. So those, actually, the 2 fire vehicles, I think, were the only ones budgeted to be in this year beyond police stuff.
Joy, that list of 9 items is attached to Resolution 49. It's page 2.
Okay, thank you.
motion to adopt?
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes, thank you.
Who was the second?
Butch.
Butch.
And the last item that I have underneath me is I think, a really exciting one. It's been on my to-do list for ages, but to do some work on our reserve policy. So we didn't actually end up biting off the whole thing, but I feel like this is a good beginning. And, you had several revisions of it in the budget book drafts as we worked, and I've been including it in my current council report to you guys for the last year. It's to go from just kind of this 120 days, which we don't necessarily know what the 120 days represents, to we have a bucket for contingencies, we have a bucket for debt reserves, and we have a bucket for operating, which would be 90 days of payroll. So does anybody have any questions on this policy?
The only question that I had was just by adopting this part of it, where does that put us savings account wise? Like right now we've got 182 days of cash.
It's a good question. And I kind of wanted to have something for you guys, but right here at the end of the year is a really hard time to do that calculation.
Okay.
And so I didn't feel comfortable bringing you something. I looked at it different ways. I mean, in the November ending is the same way that we've been looking at it all year, so you can get some sort of an idea. And I think it's on page 8 of my council report. But I'm going to, and I don't think I'll do it for when we end December. I think I will make changes, and whenever I bring you January ending report at the February meeting, which I know seems like a long ways, and we can get together and look at the November and the December if you kind of want more of a, but we are not 100%, we fill these 3 buckets, but we wouldn't have been filling the capital bucket and the grant bucket, and then Treat and I talked about that, there's a lot of work still to be done on the capital. We tried all year, and it's just was too much to bite off all at once, basically. And so, it does not hurt us, because it's the same amount of cash, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
it's just a different way of looking at it. And so, I'm trying to find the best way to show that to you guys.
Gotcha. The reason I was asking is because on page 6, it showed a shortfall
Yes,
on this. So-
page 6.
Yeah, and that was what really, initially my mind went with it.
I still have the capital and the grants in there.
Right.
And that's part of the,
Okay,
that's part of that.
Yeah.
I haven't taken them out. So, look on page 8 and down at the bottom right. So that 563, 942, but if you notice, there's still a ton of capital in there. We're not that far off on even having the capital and the grants, but we dipped into the contingency because we used all of our grant money. You know what I mean, this year. But we're doing those as we apply for them, not necessarily as we are awarded them.
Okay.
So, we're blocking off the money when we apply, and then if we don't get it, it gets released.
Right.
So, I think that's something else we talked about. We were like, okay, to me, that's something you could use your contingency for, because the contingency is, did we get a grant? Because,
Yeah.
in theory, then you got more money anyway, do you know?
yeah.
So this is definitely, this page 8, is gonna be somewhat what it looks like going forward, but not completely. I think I probably will separate the capital and the grants and put them down at the bottom so we can see what just the reserve part of the policy that we adopted looks like. But like I said, I probably won't make that change till we end January.
Okay.
So that we have a full year with this look, and then,
Then
because I kind of like to have some consistency in my
So,
report.
so the remaining balances in savings currently will just stay in savings
they'll
as they
just
are
stay in
now?
savings, yeah.
Okay, they're not gonna move over to anything
No.
else or do anything? Okay.
No, we don't have any plans for, ultimately, I'd like to bring back, some form of, and I think Treat would too, the capital and the grants towards the end of this year. We just need to figure out what that's gonna look like a little bit better, don't you?
Yeah, it's not ready.
Yeah,
So we didn't
We
want
didn't
to
wanna
do
rush
anything
it.
that's not ready.
yeah. There's a lot in that capital piece. It's hard.
Joy, under item C in this resolution, and of course, my computer would choose this moment to do whatever it's done. It says, when finances exceed this particular cap, then the permissible uses of funds are so-and-so. What oversight is there at that time? Is it normal council oversight for those expenses, or is it just staff oversight? What is it?
If they necessitated a budget adjustment, which in all likelihood, those types of items would necessitate a budget adjustment, then they would have to come back.
Okay. All right,
Yes,
thank
it
you.
would be, in theory, when all the buckets are full and there's a surplus, that would be a council decision, okay? We've met all our cash reserve goals, and we've got the surplus, well, here's some options. That's how that would go.
All right, thank you. I just didn't
That
want to
will
give,
happen one day.
I just didn't want to give carte blanche to,
Yeah.
do whatever.
Understood?
So,
So any more
Other
questions on that last
questions?
item? Good question.
Joy, how many days after the close of the month do you get the sales tax report?
Okay, so this is a hard question to answer because you have to think about the timing. So the businesses collect, and then they send it to the state the following month, and then the state turns it back around to us the month after that. So there's a 3-month delay
3 months.
and a 3% administrative fee that comes out. So when you're asking, sales tax comes in around the 25th of every month, but what comes in on the 25th of that month is from 2 months prior. So when you look at my little chart in my monthly report, like if you want to see the Christmas spending, then it's what we got in, I think, February. Would that be right? They'd take it in December. They'd take it in January, February. Yes.
Yeah.
So February. So you can kind of see, and the blues indicate if there was a smaller amount the following year in that month. is what those blue shadings mean. So you can kind of.
You could highlight the months that exceeded
Yes.
if you wanted to.
Yes, I could.
Make
I
it more
could.
colorful.
But then we'd have a lot more. So, you know, so, but anyway, that's what that, you can kind of follow some trends, and I look at that a lot, you know. But anyway, so it's got a 10-year history on it, so. Good question.
Good question. All right. Any other questions on the cash reserve policy? Have a motion to adopt, approve?
Make the motion.
A motion? Have a second.
Second.
Yeah, second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
All right, thank you,
Motion
guys.
passes. Thanks, everybody. All right, animal control.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Third time.
Third ordinance, third reading.
Third reading.
You have any questions for? If not, I'd love a motion to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Make the motion, suspend the rules and read third reading by title only.
Second.
A motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. So this is an ordinance repealing ordinance 2015-45, setting the fee schedule for the Department of Animal Control in the city of Bryant. Do I have a motion to adopt?
Motion.
A motion,
Second.
second. Roll call vote.
Burgess,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Odell's absent, Hermender's absent. O'Rourke,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Mosley.
Yes.
6 yes.
Motion passes, and there's no emergency clause needed. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, council.
All right, now we've got our public hearing. Brian, you want to come on up, and I'll go ahead and open this public hearing, water and sewer rates. Anybody from the public want to make a comment? All right, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. And now we are on to item number 10. This is ordinance 2511. This is the first of the water, wastewater ordinances, and to kind of stay on schedule, I'd love to do second, third reading, but before that, do you have any questions for Mariah before we launch in? Got plenty of time to process it. Thanks, everybody, for all the time and input. All right, I have a motion for second, third reading by title only.
So move.
Let's go. A second.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. It's ordinance 25-11, an ordinance fixing rates for services rendered by the water facilities of the water and sewer system of the city of Bryant, Arkansas, and prescribing other matters thereto.
Motion to adopt.
Got a motion to adopt? Second?
Second.
Second, Jordan. Roll call vote.
Mosley,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Hermender is absent, Odell's absent, O'Rourke,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
6.
Motion passes, and we do need an emergency clause on this, don't we? Have a motion,
So moved.
Second.
motion second for emergency clause, it's a roll call vote.
Yeah, I'm sorry, let me catch those.
Yes, sir.
Motions again. Who was first and second?
Butcher.
Butch,
Second.
Walter.
Okay. Mosley,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Hermiter, and Wendell are absent. Burgess,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Higginbotham.
Yes.
6 yes.
Motion passes. Thanks, everybody. All right, motion, ordinance 2025-12. Again, love a motion for second, third reading by title only. Anyone?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
Who was the first?
Butch. This is ordinance 2025-12, an ordinance fixing rates for services rendered by the sewer facilities of the water and sewer system of the city of Bryant, Arkansas, and prescribing other matters thereto. I have a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Jordan, second.
Seconded.
John. All right, roll call vote.
Meyer,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Hermiter, and Wendell are absent. O'Rourke,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Mosley.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Again, I need an emergency clause for this one too, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, Butch and Walter. Roll call vote.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
and 2 that are absent. So 6.
All right, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Great work, everybody. There's a lot to get there. All right, discussion only. I wanted to talk a little bit about the next year's dates for council meetings. There's 3 months that we usually move the meeting up. August for Salt Bowl Pep Rally, and then November and December. What everybody, is that what we want to keep doing? Okay. Well, I will bring that back to you. That'd be August 18th, November 17th, and December 15th for next year. That'll come back to you. 2026. All right, resolution 2025-51, purchasing policy. And one of the reasons that I'm presenting this, we wanted to make it really clear that the mayor is responsible for holding folks accountable for following the purchasing policy. So I thought it was fitting that I present this, but with any help from staff as we kind of work through the details. If you have any questions about the changes, we took the credit card policy, it's a standalone policy now. Otherwise, it's all what you've seen before.
Motion to adopt.
A motion, a second.
Second.
Second, Jack. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, travel policy. There was some conversations about needing to update this for Airbnb, Verbo opportunities, and so we put in there the pay rates equal to or below the GSA.gov rate.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Can I have a discussion on it now that we've passed it?
Sure.
Can we? I mean, just, not
It
just,
happened pretty quick. I had a question also.
Oh, sorry.
this is not about, so after the first of the year, can you get a recap of all the travel, like the employee, the event, how long they stayed, and what they learned? I mean, where they went, what they learned,
Sure.
and how long they went.
Sounds
For this
good.
past 12 months.
Love to. GFOA, I'd love to.
Just a second on that.
Jordan.
Thank you.
Walter, sorry about that, man.
So my question was whether the rate, the GSA rate was pre the fees that usually get attached to Airbnb or after the fees?
A really good
That's a
question.
good question.
Because some of the cleaning fees are $300.
We were looking at total cost.
Total cost divided by number of nights.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking. That's the comparison. What's it gonna, not pre anything.
Okay, just trying to clarify that.
That's the way we were thinking about it and looking at it. Am I wrong, staff? Because that's,
I can tell you that's always the way that I have done it.
yeah.
Is typically if we were to go the route with an Airbnb, it typically because we have multiple employees. I hate to kind of speak for everybody.
No, come on.
But this is what we have done, is where we had multiple employees and we were going to have to rent multiple hotel rooms. And so the cost was really starting to go up. So then we looked at Airbnb cost, and then we would just break that down to figure out which was more affordable. We also looked at what it was going to cost for travel to and from the venue of whatever it was that we were attending, all of that as well. So it wasn't just that one piece, it was everything. If we had, if we had a car or if we had to rent a car, we would consider that as well. So the cost of the hotel might be a little bit higher, but if we were saving money because of transportation to and from, then we would go the hotel route. But if overall the cost was going to be less to use an Airbnb, then we would do that. So it was more than just one thing. It was a combination of factors to try to find the most economical way.
Okay. Love creative ways to save money, so that's
So,
There you go.
yeah, well, we're trying to take the little money that we have and try to stretch it out as much as we possibly can for the greatest benefit of the city. So, again, I can't speak for everyone, but I'll tell you that's how my department has always done it.
all right. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Tricia. All right, and then the credit card policy, we were working to deal with some of the number of Amazon, that sort of thing, trying to rein that in and give it clear direction. And so that's really what we focused on as far as changing that. Do you have any questions about that before we have a motion?
Did we implement the Amazon sort of corporate wide, or we still got separate Amazon accounts?
We still have separate Amazon accounts, but we are consolidating, we're gonna have 3 because for a couple of reasons. We decided that if we get rid of one of them, like I want to definitely have 2, so that if something happens to one, so we've got that. And then if we were gonna get rid of just one, we're losing the history on that, and it didn't seem to make any sense. And for a very little difference in the cost, we could go ahead and group everybody in different groups. So one of them is going to be a public safety one. So right now, police and fire are together on that one. And then parks and public works are migrating to be together. And City Hall has one that's the same one they've had. So, and I've got all this broken down on a spreadsheet. So if you guys want to see the specifics of it, but we were looking at that. So we have not, they're all underneath the umbrella of being Amazon accounts for not-for-profits.
Okay.
So it does give us that Amazon ability to be a not-for-profit.
Okay.
And then one of the other things that you'll notice we changed on there was, things not being mailed to personal addresses. The facility addresses are listed.
Right. Okay, second question. Have we reduced the number of city credit cards, or is that the same?
We have reduced the number of city credit cards, and we're also in the process, as you know, but it'll take a while, of considering changing the credit cards along with the banking changes that we're making. But we won't look at that until probably the end of the first quarter. I mean, really look at it. I'm kind of looking at it now, but, as far as doing anything, it won't happen until after the first quarter.
The banking change has given us a few options that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah. So, but we have definitely reduced the number of cards overall.
Thank you.
Good questions. All right, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Any opposed? Before we move on, I did want to say there's two other policy, we're working on uniforms and vehicles that we got a lot of details to work out there. Those are a little more complicated, but we're working on them, and we will have something to you as soon as we feel like we've got something ready. It's just not ready. But it is in process.
Do you have a timeline on what you're shooting for?
And I'd like to have it done the first quarter,
That'd be nice.
by March, I would think.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, now we've got some ordinances for some of our partners. Where are we? 16. Ordinance 2025-18 for the Bryant Historical Society.
Motion to suspend the rules and read by title only, first, second, and third readings.
Okay, got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. This is an ordinance authorizing a contract for additional services with the Bryant Historical Society of Bryant, waiving competitive bidding, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Second. Roll call vote.
Martin,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Parmenter, and Rodell are absent. That's 6.
Motion passes. I have a motion to adopt an emergency clause.
So moved.
All right, got a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Oh, roll call vote, sorry. My apologies.
Burgess,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
and Higginbotham.
Yes.
Parmenter and Rodell are absent. That's 6.
Motion passes. Now we're, number 17, this is ordinance 2025-19 for the Bryant Senior Adult Center Council.
Mayor, I'd like to suspend the rules, do first, second, third reading by title only.
Okay, got a motion?
Second it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. This is ordinance 2025-19, an ordinance authorizing a contract for services with the Bryant Senior Adult Center Council, waiving competitive bidding, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. Roll call. Oh, sorry, a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
I second it.
Second. Now roll call.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Higginbotham.
Abstain. Since I'm a member.
got it. Burgess,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
Parmenter is absent, so is Rodell.
Motion
Aye.
passes.
Yeah.
Can I have a motion to adopt an emergency clause, please?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Roll call.
Martin,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Abstain.
and Parmenter and Rodell are absent.
All right, motion passes.
That's 5.
Number 18, this is the contract with the Greater Bryant Chamber of Commerce.
Motion to suspend the rules and approve first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Ordinance 2025-20, an ordinance authorizing a contract for services with the Greater Bryant Chamber of Commerce, waiving competitive bidding, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Let me catch up.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Abstain.
Motion passes. We have a motion to adopt an emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Second was,
Butch.
Sorry, you got to ride Higginbotham a lot tonight.
I won't tell you what I actually write.
I probably really appreciate
It's
that.
something I can read.
Good.
Burgess,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Abstain.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
It's 5 yes.
Motion passes. All right, now we have the ordinance for the contract with our Bryant Youth Association.
Motion to suspend the rules and read first, second, third, by title only.
I was hoping you were going to make him read the whole thing.
I'll bring Suzanne up to read it. Have a second. Walter. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion passes. An ordinance 2025-21, an ordinance authorizing a contract for services with the Bryant Youth Association, waiving competitive bidding, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
I'll second it.
Second, John. Roll call vote, please.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
and Permitter and Rodell are absent.
Motion passes. Have a motion for an emergency clause.
Make the motion.
Motion,
Second.
second. Butch. Roll call vote.
Meyer,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
2 absent. Permitter and Rodell gives us.
All right, motion passes. Thanks, everybody. All right, well, and now good segue into Keith Cox.
I'm going to hand, these are some, I'm going to go over the overview of a lot of these numbers here, but the mayor did ask me to print off some of the details for you guys
It was handed
as well. I was here a couple of months ago and presented to you guys at a workshop over parks moving forward, leading in the operations of the Senior Adult Center. This is the same presentation I gave you a couple of months ago, but unless there's anything you want me to recap from that or any questions you have over that, I'm going to move on to the new material which we talked about, which was way more with the budgeting of that. So if y'all are good with that, I'm going to move on and kind of get into the numbers a little bit with you. As I mentioned, you have the detailed breakdown of expenses. So we don't have a fiscal year with CareLink since they have been operating the facility, but they took over in November of 2024 and we have through October of 2025. So even though it's not a fiscal year, we now have a full year of operations. So basically all I did was piece those two together to answer the question that John asked 2 months ago, and I know Butch has asked numerous times and many of us have asked, which is how much does it actually cost to run this place? And so we're going to kind of get into that here tonight a little bit. First of all, just like our budget, just like most budgets, your number one cost is personnel. So when we look at the personnel costs, that's with 3 full-time employees and 2 part-time employees, including all their benefits. That total personnel cost is roughly 50% of their overall expenses, and that total is $173,772. Next, you have your supply cost. The majority of their supply cost is food services, so that total supply cost is $117 and some change. Over $100,000 of that, over $100,000 of that is food. So that's their number one supply there. And then lastly, you kind of have some miscellaneous fees that are in there. You can see in that detailed breakdown, the biggest miscellaneous fee there is that indirect cost. So that indirect cost is HR fees, finance, payroll fees, accounts payable fees, auditing fees. It would be very similar to how our budget works with the Parks Department, where we pay an SWB back to city services for the services that we get from them for it. So even these are for a lot of those expenses going back to the administration for CareLink for those services, not just the 5 employees that are at that senior adult center. So that would be those fees there. So our total, the total amount that we have is $346,517. So that's the expenses for the past year from CareLink to operate this facility. So the next question becomes then, if Parks steps in, a lot of these costs are going to carry over into the Parks Department. So how do we pay for it? The number one, the biggest chunk of that is going to be the federal and state grants that come down from CareLink. So the money that they are funneling down, that totals up to over $212,000 a year. So like you can see, I mean, you're getting 2/3 of your expenses paid for with that. Now, with that, that is the maximum amount you can get. You do have to fill out the paperwork, submit that you're serving this many meals, you're providing this many socializations, things like that. That's the amount that you can get up to reach. Early this year, we were not doing a good job of reaching our maximum amount. I think, Butch will attest to this as well from his time as the treasurer on the Senior Adult Council. The last few months, we're doing much better at that. In fact, last month, the facility was even profitable. So, profitable is probably not the right word, but it didn't lose money. It's never profitable. It didn't lose money last month, that's right. So, and a lot of that is that we are doing a better job of capturing, getting more people back in there, utilizing these services and capturing this total amount of money that's out there for us. Second, the City of Bryant contribution of $35,500. That's what's budgeted for next year. Right now, that check is going to the Senior Adult Council. If we move forward with this, that, like I told you 2 months ago, that money will just stay in the general fund. So that's money that we would still have here. And then lastly would be fundraising, and this is a combination of funds that the Senior Adult Council raises with their dances and any other type of fundraisers they do, or also different fundraisers that go on during the operation hours, raffles that happen, anything that's sold in the store. I think they do. We have quilt sales, things like that, and then also there's a lot of people that just donate money for their meal. They don't want to take a free meal. They do donate something back to it. So this number, obviously, I mean that's a very round number. That's from conversations that I've had with the council, the conversations that I've had with the previous staff with the Senior Adult Center, current staff on what we think is a very attainable, and I said let's be conservative with this. We don't want to set a ridiculous number out there that we're not going to, but a very attainable number, and we all came to agreement that that's a solid number that's very attainable and has been reached in the past for fundraising services. So at the end of all that, our cost recovery on this facility right now would be 93.3% with $23,000 left to raise. And that is to make it completely break even. In that, I have not talked at all about any type of expense consolidations. I will say from that breakdown that you have of the details, there's some expenses there that wouldn't carry over. I mean, one of those is a lease for a copier. Like, we have a lot of those services already in the center that, we wouldn't necessarily have all those expenses. So I do think we're going to find some expenses that we can, I don't want to say cut, but we can consolidate within things that we're already doing there. And also just added revenues that we can get from that space as well. We've talked about the ability to rent it out some more, things like that, maybe use the kitchen some more. I know that you received an email yesterday over some concerns there. I talked to Rhonda before that email. Those are easy issues to work out. I mean, we can definitely work those things out as far as how that works with the council and us as well. I don't have any concerns on once we submit and if we are awarded this bid, we still have 5-6 months to work out with the council how that looks. So I don't have concerns there, and I feel like from my conversation with Rhonda, she felt the same way about it. My goal right now is for us to get the bid first, and then we can sit down and work through those things and those details. Any other questions or anything? This would just be next steps. We've kind of moved forward here. I'm asking you tonight for approval for us to submit this RFP. That would actually not go until January 16th, but this is our last meeting before then, so.
The 23,000, how hard is that gonna be to attain? Or how long?
I think it's attainable. I mean, I'm not gonna say, I mean, I think I told you in the beginning that this is not going to make money, or, our goal would be to be as close to breaking even as we can, so, I mean, as far as, I believe that we can raise more money than we have right there. I think that there are gonna be some savings in there. I don't wanna say that there is, consolidation in the biggest expense, which is payroll, because we're not gonna come in and lay people off or anything like that.
Right.
But there are opportunities, there are grant-funded employees that I think that we could possibly use a little bit, we could restructure and use a little bit differently. I know that currently, one of those grant-funded employees is used on a janitor. We have our own janitor. So if our janitor just cleans the senior adult center and we use that for another cook or some other position there, I think that there's opportunities there to do that as well. So you're gonna put me on the spot. I'm not gonna say that, because if I come back and I didn't hit it, then but I think it's very attainable. I really do. I don't think I would push this hard for it if I didn't think that we were the right group to do it and that we can do it very well.
My question probably has more to do with the Senior Activity Council. Does the 35,500 that we're giving you guys, moving that back into general fund, like what impact does that have on y'all's activities and what, any at all?
What we did with that money was directly pay that money to CareLink.
Okay.
For them to provide the services, their staff and all that. That's where we sent the money. That's to help offset their costs.
So that money wasn't necessarily used?
No,
okay.
yeah.
Just making sure that wasn't gonna.
Yeah,
impact
everything the city has given us has always gone to pay whoever's administrating, CADC prior to CareLink, and then now it goes to CareLink.
Okay.
So this would just be us not giving it to them to give it right back to us. So
Okay.
Now, the money that, and I mean, Butch is the treasurer for the council, he can speak on it better than I can, but the money that they, raise from their dances and things like that, that's the funds that they may use for some facility upgrades or things like that there. And those are discussions that I plan on us being able to have with the council on the most efficient use. How can we use this, most efficiently for that facility? And we talked about last time too that, so y'all see our budget, we have 0400 all the way to 0450 for our different parks. The way this would look is we would create a 0460 that is the senior adult center. So in the budget, it is very clear that all the funds that are coming in so that 35,500 doesn't just get lost in my budget. That's allocated right there to that 0460 account. So we're able to keep all that separate to make sure that any funds that are coming into that are being used on that facility. I mean, I think CareLink would require that as well for any funds coming in, that, these funds have to be used for these services. I will say, Walter, I got an answer to your question. I almost forgot. Ashley's obviously not here tonight. She did say that we would not have a need to add any more insurance coverage or anything, so.
Okay. Appreciate knowing that. Thank you.
And the council also carries an insurance policy of a couple $1 million to cover any injuries that might occur in there, any verbal or physical abuse that might take place in there, because you know how seniors get as we get older.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
And so anyway, we do have insurance in place for that we maintain with the local.
And that insurance would be primary and the cities would be secondary?
Theirs, I would assume, is covering your after hours.
Yeah, ours covers 24/7.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, we can add, then we can clear that part.
Yeah, and we did that just basically because we're there 24/7, and you never know when one of us is gonna.
Slip and fall?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll say it. I'm getting there too.
Yeah.
Getting there.
He's not even close.
That's their shade.
And I'll answer any questions y'all might have. All the money, every day, everybody is volunteer that works on the Bryant Senior. There's no fee, there's no salaries or anything that's paid. Every dime that we've ever raised is in an account that can be easily traced to anybody, Joy or anybody that's open. And it goes directly back into services at that senior center. We've replaced lights, we've put in speakers, there's band equipment, we bought tables, chairs, pool tables, computers for the seniors to use. I mean, the list goes on and on. We've done the flooring in there in various places. We paid to wax the floor. We've made repairs that they couldn't quite get to with their own staff. The electrical, I mean, just plumbing, the whole shooting match, just whatever's needed. We bought refrigerators, there's televisions, popcorn machines. That, I mean, it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of money in there over the past 25 years. It's been raised by the council.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate all the work you put in and the council's work on this. Any other questions?
I will have to abstain.
Okay, Butch will have to abstain. Somebody said Butch have a,
I'm motion to accept.
all right. got a motion.
Second.
Second, and Jordan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? One abstention.
Is that over?
That
Pass,
passes.
thanks,
Yes.
Keith.
I will say, because I want to get to talk to you tonight. If you haven't been out to Mills Park yet to see the lights, go out there
Yeah, yeah.
and see the light display.
Thanks, Randy, for coming from CareLink, just in case you had CareLink questions.
I'm sure you don't want to ask her. She drove all the way down.
Oh,
Thank you.
we sort of come up and say something.
All right, resolution 25-54. We got some, doing your job so well, we couldn't have the grant bucket ready, because
Oh,
we're
man.
just crushing it. We're like, I don't know how much money we need to put in there. Rebecca just keeps getting grants.
I'm trying. This resolution is for us to apply for the Metro Plan TAP grant. We are looking at a new trail to do, so this would be a design for Midland Park to Highway 5 trail. So this would start at the first entrance of Midland Park and then hit Highway 5, and it'll connect to Highway 5. They're currently doing the widening. There will be a trail right there, so it will connect to that. We are still working on a quote for the design, but for this grant, they are wanting to apply the full amounts for each award. So the full amount would be $335,000. And the match that I have on the item history sheet is wrong, and I apologize for that. The correct match would be $83,750.
Is that for design or is that design and construction?
That would just be design.
Okay.
And that quote could come in under that. That's just what the grant, the max for the grant is. And what we're looking at doing is we'll actually have an independent pedestrian bridge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I like it when I don't have to run in traffic.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Second, Jack. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Another grant, resolution 2025-55.
So this is to apply for the Metro Plan CPRG grant. We are looking at applying for the Southwest Trail Connector Construction Phase 1. So we have gotten a grant for the Southwest Trail Connector, which will start at Bryant Parkway, go down Hill Farm Road, and connect to Reynolds Road. So this grant would be for construction for that project. Right now, the construction is estimated for $800,000. So we'll be asking for $640,000 with a 20% match of $160,000.
Just to clarify, which portion of that is the city's responsibility?
$160,000.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Second, Jack. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. All right, now planning, got an ordinance. We already did the first reading on this, right?
Yes, we did. So this is the ordinance for amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance of the city of Bryant for zoning code sections 4 and 10. This is for accessory dwelling units, the solar farms or solar arrays, and then the vegetable gardens.
You want to do
Second.
second and third? Up to you.
Second and third by title only.
All right, got a motion for second and third reading by title only.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. This is ordinance 2025-17. An ordinance amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance of the city of Bryant, bless you. So the Bryant zoning code, sections 4 and 10. Do I have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Second, Walter. Roll call vote, please.
O'Rourke,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Mosley,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Permenter, and Rodell are absent.
Motion passes. We need an emergency clause here.
We don't have to have one. I know the accessory dwelling unit section of the Arkansas Code goes into effect January 1, but we'll be in compliance anyways. We'll have to follow that, so.
All right, good deal.
Thank you,
Thank
Council.
you.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Where are we? Council comments.
Merry Christmas to one and all.
Yeah. Any others?
Thank you.
I still would like to see discussion on the out-of-city sewer.
Oh, okay.
And our,
Ordinance?
yes, and our additional sprinkler meter fees.
Okay.
Now that we've hiked the rates, some people might want to.
All right. You want to workshop that?
Or just information, if it's a possibility that we can reduce these fees for these people that live. Because it hasn't, I thought raising those rates that people would want to annex into the city.
Hadn't worked.
It hadn't.
That as a topic on the next water sewer.
How about that?
That'd be great. Let them work through it.
Excellent.
Thank you, Ted.
Good suggestion. Good suggestion. All right, I got a few comments. Congratulations, Council Member John Martin, his first solo flight. We're glad you made it safely.
Made it back. It's great.
You made it back. Please, we'd like for you to continue that.
I'm enjoying
streak.
it. It's great fun. Great fun.
Always walk away from the landing.
That's the goal.
Also want to thank council for all the hard work you put in 2025. Your willingness to spend a lot of time on these things, to show up to all these workshops and dig into the details. You've asked a lot of questions. I feel like your engagement with us as a staff have made us better this year, and so I really appreciate it. And I think what we're communicating to the residents is that we're working hard for them, and that they can trust their elected officials to work hard to work together to come up with solutions and move the city forward. And I also want to thank the staff, department heads, management team. Man, I just really enjoy working with you all. I appreciate your integrity. You're smart. You're critical thinkers. You're helping come up with solutions that we're challenged with every day. And I know a lot of times all we see maybe are some negative things, but behind the scenes, I'm grateful every day to get to City Hall. I know Boston is too. See you guys and know that everybody's really working hard. It's really a joy to serve with you all. So I'm excited about 2026 as we start talking about how we can take a Bryant leap forward. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Vote for Boston.
Vote for Boston.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for putting up with us, because